Hi, everybody. Mark from Northeast Bastion. How you guys doing? Well, if you saw the short I did get a small order from Tackle Warehouse, and so now I've got 5,000 Tackle Warehouse stickers. They had, it was, I don't know if it's a subscriber only, some sale. They had 15% off, and they're having another sale now, the bargain bin sale there. So check that out if you guys are interested. And I haven't really looked at it yet, but I'm sure I'll check it out just to see what's good. Maybe some of the things I like might be on sale that I like to stock up on. But I did get some baits that are new that I wanted to try, and some other baits that are, well, a lot of these are new, and then some of my old favorites that I always get and like to use. But I did grab, excuse me, time out. Figures the minute I start talking. I love the Roboworm Ned, and I always usually throw a pack or two in when I make an order, either from Tackle Warehouse, Land Big Fish, or wherever I'm ordering from, because I love it, and I always like to keep my my stock up. So this is that MM3 color. I think MM, I don't know this for a fact, stands for Margarita Mutilator. I don't know that for a fact. But, I mean, older colors are cool. I've noticed some low stock lately, so that's another reason I buy them, just in case. I'd hate to think they're going to go away, but maybe they're just low stock this time of year. But this Margarita I'm going to just call it MM3 because I'm not sure that's what it stands for. It's just, if you like purple, they've got some really cool options. And this one's got that purple body with, I guess it's a red flake. It's kind of like a two-tone type of purple. You can see that. And then it's got the brown underneath. Really good color. So, as I said, I always throw a bag in just because I like the bait. When I can get them on sale, that's another motivation to get one. But Roboworm Ned, if you haven't tried it, it's a great Ned bait. Let's see. I did grab, shockingly, to no one here, they still have some of the Pig Claw bulk packs left. And my favorite color is this Christmas tree. So for $2, I figured, why not? I think it got me over. I think it got me over to the free shipping. That, and I think maybe the Roboworm. But for $2, what the heck? If you guys haven't seen this yet, now I notice a lot of them are out of stock now. So I'm gonna believe, whether it's true or not, that my videos talking about this bait has sparked some guys to order them and to try them out, because they had tons and tons, and now they don't have as many because I've been talking about them a lot. And it's a really cool jig trailer. I love this Christmas tree color, and they had the 3.5-inch size, which I really like. So for $2, what the heck? I've got a lifetime supply now because I probably bought 3 of these packs, so it's like 75 of them. But I don't have any jigs laying here. I thought I saw one. Yeah, here's one. It doesn't matter what color. But if you guys have not tried this jig trailer, and just thread it right on your hook, right about to the middle of those little eyeballs, or pinchers, whatever you want to call them, and right in the middle of it, and cinch it down over your bait keeper. And that is a really nice, perfect size jig trailer. Just the claws are going to be exposed through the skirt there, flopping on the bottom. It's a really good one. This one and the Crawl Hors d'oeuvre are my 2 favorite plastic jig trailers. I love to throw pork, and I throw it a lot of the time. In the summer, I tend to use plastic more often, but, probably most of the year I'm using pork. But if I'm going to use plastic, this is one of the trailers I like to use. That Pig Claw trailer from Lake Fork Tackle, discontinued. Tackle Warehouse still has some left in stock for like $2, some of them. I think the most expensive a bag is maybe $6 or something like that. But if you haven't tried it before, grab a pack for $2, give them a try. I think you'll like them. I know a lot of you guys that watch my channel have, and you like them. So for $2, what the heck? I threw another bag in there. I did get some. Now this is a bait that, as I've said, and some of you guys have mentioned in the comments, the Nico rig has been kind of a thing I've been throwing lately. And really, when I went fishing yesterday, it's the first day I didn't really get anything on it. But I've been kind of trying some of the different Nico rig baits out there. And this quiver, I actually have one tied on. If you guys saw my last video, I did get a couple packs, and Tackle Warehouse kind of had a couple. I think these were on closeout, so they were really cheap. And this is the quiver from Missile Baits, and that's a 6.5-inch, worm that's really a good Nico rig worm. And this is cherry blossom color. So to me, it's kind of like a morning dawn type color, but really cool, you know, just straight tail worm with that kind of like that I don't know what you call that kind of tail. I'm kind of forgetting the, you know, what I would call it, but it's kind of like that flat tail on there that really makes, you know, has good action when you're throwing it on the Nico, because you're, you know, your weight's down there and it's popping along the bottom and the tail's flopping around. It's kind of like a spear, I guess you'd call it, like a spear-shaped tail. But that's cherry blossom. I think they had it on closeout, so if they have any left, it's really cheap. And I think is it an 8 or 6 pack? Yeah. So I got a pack of that to try. Cherry blossom. And the other color I got is bruised plum. So it's kind of like a bluish, purplish, a little bit of a extra piece of plastic on that tail we can pull off of there. If you ever get them like that, just, you know, don't pull it. Just pull off the extra little, fix your tail. But it's got kind of like it's got blue flake in there, that purplish, that plum color with some dark blue flake. Really cool. I don't know if this one was on closeout. I don't remember, but I figured I'd try it out. So 2 more colors of that to try for the on the Nico rig setup. And they did have those, you know, I showed you guys the one Land Big Fish had these. I got them and they were on, they're cheap, and then they were on sale, so they're like 20% off. Here they were 15% off, so they're like $1 or whatever they are. Those missile baits bags, like the missile bags for putting your soft plastics in. You can put anything you want in there. Nice, easy way to store baits if you want. If you're going, even if you're going just shore fishing, or if you know, if you guys are fishing from a boat like I am, you know, I'll just take some different, you know, brands and throw them in there. You can write with a marker what they are on here if you want to. I haven't done that yet because it always seems like I put something in whenever I write on bags with a marker, then I'll change it the next time, and it's kind of doesn't make sense anymore. It's not the same thing, even though since they're clear and they're not super huge, you can kind of see what's in there if you really want to get super organized. So I got 5 of those. This is kind of one of those things I'll probably throw into orders every now and then, just so I have a bunch of them, because they come in handy. They come in handy. And I did get, now these 2 baits are new for me. This, I don't know how new this one is, but it's a new bait for me to throw the Nico rig on. Shocker. And this is the Grandebass 5.25-inch airtail stick worm. Some guys have commented just on my short that it's a really great worm. I was doing just a web search for Nico rig baits, and this one came recommended by a lot of people. So I haven't used any Grandebass baits, so these are the first 2 packs I've got. So that's what I said it was, baby bass. Yeah, baby bass color. So I figured I'd try 2 colors that look pretty cool. It's like a nice watermelon, green, gold, black flake. And I can see it's a, thicker worm, but it's got that little bit, that tail is a little bit thicker, and it's like hollow. So that'll be flopping around. I mean, I guess technically you could take a little rattle and stick it in there if you wanted to. I don't know if that would ruin the action of having that air tail, but I guess it could be. I don't know if you really need it, but it's something you could do. But that's it. The 5.25-inch airtail stick from Grandebass. So that's baby bass color. Looks pretty neat. Looking forward to trying these out. And the other one I got in the 5.25-inch airtail stick is one they call Trophy Hunter. So those are the 2 colors I got to try out. And this is the first to even open this up. So this is a pretty cool looking color. It's like a watermelon red on one side and a June bug on the other. That's pretty neat. It's an interesting combo. So I'm new to these baits. If you guys have used some guys have mentioned that they really like the Grandebass worms. If you guys have tried these in the airtail, let me know how you like them. I'm getting it primarily to throw in the Nico rig. I'm sure you could just throw it on, you could Texas rig it. You could, just worm fish with it with a jig head. But that's what I'm going to use it for mostly, is throwing on a Nico. So that's the Trophy Hunter color, and they come in an 8-pack. So you get 8 of them there as I shake the camera for everybody. That's it. So I got those, and the other new bait I got. You guys know last year, whenever they came out, that Randy Blockett throwback jig with the rubber skirting, the living rubber skirt. This is the new one that he's got. It's called the throwback finesse jig. So this is a finesse jig, and I wanted to try it. I don't have a lot of jigs with the living rubber skirt, so I wanted to get some more of them, and I did really, really well in the spring, and I haven't thrown as much in the summer, not because I don't think it would work. I just have gone to my, my other silicone skirt jigs, but I don't see why I wouldn't. But especially now with the water starting to cool down, and I haven't taken these out of the pack yet. So the difference with the finesse jig is it's definitely got that living rubber skirt. This is black blue, I think. Yep, ½ ounce. I got all ½ ouncers just to try them out, and it's a ball head jig. And it does have a nice little skirt on it, so fairly weedless. Pretty stout hook. I don't know if it says on here. I think it's a 2-aught. I guess it could be a 3. I'm not sure. But if you look it up, I'm sure it'll say. And each size might have a different hook size, but it's a very compact, what I like about it, a compact finesse jig. This will be good for the fall here, throwing around the rocks. A little more, and that, as I said, that water gets colder. The action will be good with that rubber skirt. It does have a bait keeper, so I can add a rattle if I want. I can add a rattle strap on there, and then whatever trailer I want to use. I probably would use the craw hors d'oeuvre because it is a small. It's not a huge hook, but I'll play around with different trailers and see which ones I like. But that's it. So that's the black blue. So if you're looking for a finesse jig, I got the ½ ounce size, so because I like to fish these a little deeper. I'm gonna guess. Let me see. I'm gonna look it up quick here. I assume that's a 2-aught hook because it looks pretty small, but it doesn't say it on the pack. Let's see if it should have it on the website. The Tackle Warehouse has their bargain bin event that just started. If you guys have not seen that. All right, where is brands? All right, Cumberland, and it's Cumberland Pro Tackle is the company. If I just type in Cumberland, there we go. Okay, so Cumberland Pro jigs. They have a lot of different jigs too. Okay. All right, Cumberland Pro Lures, Randy Blockett Throwback Power Finesse Jig. Let's see. Yeah, 2-aught flat eye mustad hook. I didn't think it was a 3. So it's a 2-aught hook, which I kind of figured based on that size. So 2-aught hook, don't need a huge trailer on it. I could definitely use pork as a trailer. I'll probably try the craw hors d'oeuvre, maybe that. Let's see. Okay. I got one right here. Let's check it out. This might be too big for this hook. Let's find out. I don't see this being a bad combo, though. They do make it. I do have the 2.5-inch size. That will probably be perfect for this. I'll have to try that. I think the 3.5 might be a little bit big. Yeah, I'm just looking at it. I think it's going to be too big. I think it might be just a bit. It's not really too bad, to be honest with you. Now that, it's not really bad at all. That's with the 3.5-inch pig claw trailer. That's pretty cool like that. Now I think the 2.5 might be nice too because it'll be a little more compact. I don't know if I have them sitting right here. I think they're up in the garage, so, but I'll try it both. But that's with the 3.5, and I think the 3.5 fits on there pretty good. I don't have to trim that skirt down really at all. I mean, maybe I could a little. That is not really overpowering the jig at all. That's a nice combo right there. So that's with the pig claw trailer, 3.5-inch size. So the 2.5, the 3.5, I'm sure will both be fine because that actually fits pretty good. The craw hors d'oeuvre is going to be good for it. I can probably definitely still fit my rattle on there if I want it. I may start it without a rattle, see how it goes. I could always add one later. But I don't know, that 3.5 in there, that's a pretty good setup, I think. Very versatile trailer. So that is the black blue. I've not tried these yet. I'm going fishing in Vermont Thursday. I'm going to meet Pete, Stoneman and Son Lures over there. We're going to go fishing in Vermont. But there's the black blue. I'm definitely going to have these in the boat. I also got the 1/2 ounce green pumpkin purple. I'm not even taking these out of the pack yet. It's the first time I'm getting a good look at them. All right, so green pumpkin purple. You got the green pumpkin skirt, that purple on there, green pumpkin painted head. Very nice color. I've got some trailers that I think will fit that pretty nicely. I could do a video just on the trailers I use for this thing. This is just brown, I believe. Yep, straight brown. Great color. Okay, I can see this playing really well this fall as the water gets colder, dragging this around the bottom. All right, straight brown. Great color. I always love our brown jig. That is going to fit. I've got some trailers in mind already for that one right there. That's going to be pretty good right there. Brown. Let's see. This is green pumpkin orange, I believe. Another color I think is going to play very, very well, including this next one. I think there was one color I wanted that was sold out. I don't know, they're having that bargain sale. Maybe they'll have jigs on sale. Maybe I can pick up that a color that was out of stock when I made this order. Gotta get it out of there. Okay, so here's what that green pumpkin looks like. It's a nice green pumpkin painted head, orange skirt, a little bit of orange in there. That's a great color right there. I got some trailers that I think are going to fit that really, really well. And that's, like I mean, really that living rubber skirt in the cold water really flares out nice. And I don't have a lot of jigs that have that. Any of the skirting material I've bought, for living rubber, just doesn't seems too thick. Maybe I just haven't found the right stuff yet for when I make my jigs, but that looks pretty good. And last but not least, the color that I'll probably try first, because I love a brown orange jig. That's a color I have a lot of confidence in, and I have some trailers that will match that very well. Yeah, that's gonna be good. I love that color. Brown and orange, great color. Especially if the crayfish are getting a little bit of orange on those claws, that really shines well in the water. So that is the Randy Blockett Comeback Jig Cumberland Pro Lures. Here's the packaging outside the pack there. Cumberland Pro Lures. Oops, as I flip it down the floor. Randy Blockett Throwback Finesse Jig, 1/2 ounce. Made in the USA, so nice looking jig. I'm looking forward to trying it out. I mean, the flipping and pitching one I've done very well with, so I don't see why these should be any worse. So I think these are going to play very well here in the fall and in the early winter, as long as I can keep fishing. So some cool colors. So that's the order, everybody. That's the order. So just to kind of wrap everything up, put it all together. Of course, the standby, the pig claw trailer, 25 pack, 3.5 inch bait, $2. Why not? Why not? I got a ton of them. Add that to the pile. The Roboworm Nib, the MM3 color. Another pack of that. Some Nico Rig worms, the 5.25 inch airtail stick in the Trophy Hunter color from Grandebass. Trying these out for the first time. And also got that bait in the baby bass color. So it's a 5.25 inch bait. I got a couple of the quivers. They're a 6.5 inch bait. That's an 8-pack. These are 6-pack. The bruised plum, the cherry blossom color. 5 more of the missile bags. If you guys are looking for an easy way to store your baits on the boat, these are very cheap. And, you know, they're not so big that you put so much in there you don't know what's in there. You can kind of break your stuff up to different categories and make yourself more organized. And then the Cumberland Pro Lures Randy Blockett Throwback Finesse Jig. Looking forward to trying it out. Green pumpkin and purple. See, it's a ball head jig. Black blue. This is the only one I have here that has a black painted head. So black blue, brown orange, all the basic colors, the ones you need. Brown, and the green pumpkin orange. So 5 colors to try out, which will be happening on Thursday. So we'll definitely be dragging these around and seeing if the bassies in Vermont will decide to open their mouths and eat them. And I'm going to play around with some trailers here and decide which one that matches. But you saw that 3.5-inch pig claw trailer. The matches are pretty good. I thought it was going to be too big for it, but I think it'll match pretty good. And I think I can, you know, I don't know if I really need a rattle. I do like having a rattle if I'm going to be banging this around on the bottom on rocks. So I might try with a rattle and without and just see what I like better. But whatever, it's only a 2/0 hook, so I don't want that rattle strap to take up too much space there to hold that keeper on. But I could use pork as a trailer. I can use plastic. As the water gets colder, I will probably go to a pork trailer because I always get more bites with pork, especially when the water gets cold. But it looks like a nice jig. And it's got that living rubber skirt, which is really nice. And it'll have a lot more action as this water cools down. And we're finally going to get, I mean, it's been unseasonably warm. And now that's going to change. The front is coming in tonight. I'm going to get some rain. And then I think Thursday, by the time Pete and I go fishing, it's going to be in the 60s, which are actually, I don't really mind. Because when I was out yesterday and it was 80 degrees, high sun, and crystal clear water, it was a tough day of fishing. It was okay, but it was still tough. But that's it. So that's the order. That's the order. Some of these may be on sale for that bargain bin sale they're doing now. I'll put links to them, and then the sale, it'll show up that they're on sale. So, you know, let me know if you guys have used any of these baits, how you've done with them. If you've tried the finesse jig, how you like it. Those Grandebass, I've already got feedback on those. That's cool. But, you know, check it out, guys. Check it out. Tackle Warehouse. They're having another sale. And Land Big Fish will probably have one soon anyway, too. So they seem to have one every 2 weeks. But that's it, guys. That's the order. So I'll put links to these in the description. You can check them out on your own and see if they're on sale. If they interest you and you can save some money on them, you know, you could grab some yourself. And as I said, if you've thrown them, let me know how you like. Let me know if you've tried these colors of the quiver worm, if you've tried these Grandebass worms and how you like them, okay? So that's it. So please like and share the video. If you're new to this channel, please subscribe. I really appreciate it. I think there's still a much higher percentage of viewers on my channel when I look at analytics that aren't subscribers than are subscribers. So, hey, if you're watching, just hit the subscribe button. It helps with the algorithm stuff, which I don't understand completely. So, if you're going to watch anyway, you might as well subscribe. And then you'll have, when you get notifications that I have new videos out, you can stay on top of the channel better. But that's it. I appreciate everything. You guys are great, and I'll see you soon on YouTube. Mark out.